Today I'm rating the nicknames you give your Pokemon. We're gonna be giving it a 1 out of 10 rating. I'm looking for uniqueness, creativity, and hopefully stuff that makes me laugh. Okay, Sergeant Dash with the first one, naming it Toothless. Toothless, obviously the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon, but bro, I don't know if we were watching the same movie because Toothless did not look like that in the movie. I do see the vibe though, dragon. I just think Rayquaza is a little bit scary. Still, a good nickname. I'll give it an 8 out of 10, solid start. The way I pronounce this dumb fish, Dundozo. It's Dondozo, but Dundozo. I feel like the funniest, actually a good way you could nickname your Pokemon is by just nicknaming the way you think it's pronounced, because I've heard so many ways things can be pronounced. The amount of times I've heard Rayquaza. Not a bad nickname for a Dondozo, but I think you could have been more creative, 6 out of 10. Luna says, after watching K-pop Demon Hunter, I made the decision to name my top CP Mewtwo as a demon name, Jinyu. I didn't watch that show. Haven't watched it, so I have no connection to it. Is Mewtwo even a demon? I don't know. Technically not. 5 out of 10. I'm sorry. I traveled to visit a friend in the Northeast. First time making up that way. Caught this at his place, so of course I had to name it after him. Dylan, you know what? Like, I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10. I love a nickname with lore, okay? I love a nickname with lore. This has a story to it. 7 out of 10. It is a Nundo, too. This is pretty rare. Spirit nicknamed his Metagross. Okay, you see, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. So the nickname here is literally what Metagross looks like. You have the 2 legs on the outside, the X in the middle, the 2 eyes. Like, this is creative. 10 out of 10. That's my first 10 out of 10. I love it, Spirit. Very creative nickname. Okay, I did 4 raids, got on the last raid. When I threw the first Pokeball, it jumped out, and when I threw the second one, it showed a fleeing animation. Luckily, it was just a visual glitch. So you called it Heart Attack. You know what? Fun. I love a little lore. We'll give it a solid 6 out of 10. It's a good story. It's a good story. Yeah. Was changing batteries when this came out. Kind of fits though. Not. Are you kidding me? Dude, you have a shiny Rotom? This is one of the rarest shinies in the game. Like, I don't even care about the nickname. The Pokemon deserves a 10 out of 10. That's crazy. Okay, double A's, changing batteries. Cool story. You know, I love to hear what it is. Like, a story will only take you so far though. I don't think it's very creative. It's just kind of what you were doing. 6 out of 10. Again, I like a story, but it still needs to be creative. Maybe I'm just asking too much. Maybe I'm just the worst raider in the world. I don't know. But you're in the Pokédaxy videos. This is how we're doing it. Sasquatcheroo, Dragon Nightmare. Okay, you know what? It's a nightmare. It's a shadow Pokemon. I like it. You're leaning it. That's honestly a solid 8 out of 10. I'll give it. But we have Arceus at home, Timmy. Arceus. Does this even look like Arceus though? Like, chat, I don't see it. I think this would have been funny if you had chosen a Pokemon that like kind of looks like Arceus. Like, this is funny. Like, if you had named a shiny Larvesta, it would have been funny. But I don't think it works. I'm gonna give you a 4 out of 10. Sunglasses Blastoise with the Sunglastoise. Sunglastoise. That's actually, that kind of rolls off the tongue. Sunglastoise, Sunglastoise, Sunglastoise.
まるで別の言語を話しているみたいに感じる。
8 out of 10. Shame in. I do think this is actually funny because their IVs the floor. So the shame is in because you're in shame. 8 out of 10. Drago says, April Fools, caught this from a Pokeball encounter, only available for 1 day. April Foong. April Foong. I'm gonna keep saying it until it lands. April Foongus? I guess it's like April Foong. April Fools, April Foong. I feel like I'm going crazy. It's not bad. It's a 6 out of 10. I like the story behind it. It's just not, I don't know. It's just not, maybe it's a 7 out of 10. I like to name my high value Pokemon after songs. Killer Queen. She's a killer queen. I don't know, maybe I'm just like biased because I like Queen. But like, this is a solid nickname, 7 out of 10. Spyro was such a fun game as a kid, and yet Charizard may not be purple itself. The Generation 2 sprite was, and the shadow effects also have a nice purple. Spyro. What? I never played this. I feel like you're instantly cooked if I haven't played it because I have such a bias. Spyro, okay, this is about a, what is this game? I don't know this game. It actually kind of looks fun though. I guess Charizard looks like it. I love a good memory. The nickname relates. It makes sense. And yeah, you're right. The purple or 8 out of 10 will give it a solid. I like it. I like the story. Again, a story and a creative nickname. I'll give you points. My first ever Drampa. Since it looks old, I called it Grandpa, which rhymes with Drampa. So you called it Grandpa. I feel like this is a very classic nickname for Drampa though. I feel like it's a little bit cliche. It's not unique, it's not creative, but it's a good nickname, but it's a 5 out of 10. Caught in Athens, so I gave it a Greek name. Bro, how do you even pronounce that? Akaiva?
Likena.
I like that you caught it in Athens and gave it a Greek name, but I don't know what the Greek name stands for and if it relates to Zacian. So for that reason, I'm giving you a 6 out of 10. And I saw her face. Arbolova, not a trace. Arbolova. Wait. Then I saw her face. I'm a Arbolova. Okay, wait. I get it now. What do I do with my life right now? It's funny, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Said Wano in Japanese, Wana-chan, is a childish way to say dog, is the character for word king. So dog king. Okay, so did you catch it in Japan? You did catch it in Japan. So respect for catching it in Japan. Giving it, you see, that's the story I like. You caught it in Japan, you best buddied it, and then you gave it a Japanese nickname in honor of where it was caught. Like that. Honestly, solid 9 out of 10. Bob Ross. Okay, this is a classic nickname for Smeargle. Again, a good nickname. I've seen it a bunch before. You were also on an 11-minute call while you screenshotted this. Not a bad nickname, but nothing crazy. Like a 7 out of 10. It's solid, but I've seen it before. Desmond the Moon Bear. How did I get here? The end. Who's Desmond the Moon Bear?
Pokemon Bear. How did I get here? The end.
Wait, I've seen this. Desmond the Moon Bear. That was like the day when like I like trains was a thing. Remember that? It's a fun nickname, 7 out of 10, solid. Okay, we have a God Bidoof, obviously a classic nickname. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I've seen this so much though. The idea of hyper training this mom was a joking community, so I got a golden bottle cap, working my way up on our way of forgetting the journey and best buddy. Turns out God is also a woman. Okay, well yeah, honestly, respect. I'll give you a 7 out of 10 for the fact that you did bottle cap it, because that's crazy. First image is the entry. Second gives you context to the theme. A little more context is that I got my girlfriend into playing Pokemon GO with me, and she started naming her Pokemon, and she named her Snorlax Lou, which I thought fit pretty well. So now I have a collection going where I'm trying to collect every single type of Lou I can. So we have Lucky Lou, Strong Lou, Gigantic Lou, Cool Lou, Sleepy Lou, Gamer Lou, Shadow Lou, Lucky Lou, PvP Lou, Extra Large Lou. You know, honestly, you went above and beyond, and I respect the story you just gave us. I don't think Lou is a bad nickname for a Snorlax either. I think it fits pretty well. I think this is creative. Technically, you're submitting 9 Pokemon at once. I'll give the whole thing an 8 out of 10. So this is a 10 out of 10. I don't think we need to continue talking about this, but that's a 10. So we have a Snorlax called Snorlactive. Look, this is what I'll say, is I think this is a really good nickname for Snorlax, but not for this Snorlax, because it's like, bro, like he's literally sleeping. He's literally lying down. I think that if a Snorlax ever came out that was like wearing like fitness outfits, this would be a perfect, I would give you a 10 out of 10. But for the fact that Gmax Snorlax is lying down and is arguably less active, give it an 8. My Wi-Fi is slow bro. 10 out of 10. Creative, I love it. I love it. My Wi-Fi is slow bro. Cheese burger, less funny context, was watching Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer Band live in concert with my mother. When I caught this, we were performing my childhood favorite Jimmy Buffett song, The Cheeseburger in Paradise. I don't think it's a good nickname for a Ho-Oh. I like the story behind it, but I'll give it a solid 6 out of 10 just because I think it just doesn't fit the Ho-Oh, but it's a cool story. This is a wild event, unknown K. I got it earlier this year. Not only is Kappa the Greek letter for K, but also no Kappa is wordplay for the slang term no cap, meaning for real. So I can say I really got a wild unknown event, no Kappa. I like the name. I think it's creative. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I like the story behind it. Kappa stands for K. Does it deserve a 10, chat? You know what? I've been pretty unjust this video, I feel like. So we're gonna throw a 10. We're gonna throw a 10 to David. Purple Yoda for the Toxel. I actually never noticed, but yeah, Toxel does kind of look like Yoda. So I think this is actually a pretty good nickname for it. Also, this is a super rare Pokemon. We can just talk about that. But yeah, this is a good nickname, 8 out of 10. Spicy McNug for the shiny Blaziken. Chicken, you know, it's a nugget. You'd probably eat the Blaziken because he's a chicken. Is he spicy though? I don't know, because I feel like fire and spice link back to each other. It's a good nickname, but it's not hitting crazy for me. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. The distance needed to acquire enough candies to evolve Larvesta, 2,000 kilometers to evolve this. That is insane. I always forget how far you have to walk to get these things. Good nickname, good story. Doesn't really link back to Volcarona again, so, 6 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I don't know, 7 out of 10. We got the Bacon. This is a classic nickname for Yveltal. I've seen this over and over again. I'll give it a 7. It's a 7 out of 10 because it's a good nickname, but it's just, I've seen it so much. Bro. 10 out of 10? I ain't small though, bro. I ain't small. And then we have Baja Blast. That's a flavor of, what is it? Is it a Mountain Dew flavor? It's a flavor of a drink, right? Also, why do you have no Stardust in your account? Like, why do you have, like, your game is glitched. Honestly, good nickname, 8 out of 10. And finally, we have John Cineroar, the Incineroar. John Cineroar. For John Cena. You know what? It's creative. I like it. I don't know the story behind it, but I think that's a solid 8 out of 10. Guys, if you want to participate in videos like this and submit, join the first link below to join our Discord. You can actually already enter in our next Discord reaction videos right now. Link below. Watch the other 2 videos on screen if you enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Follow for more tips. Peace.